for 25 years. Your home for Minnesota Twins baseball.
Another spectacular September evening here in downtown Minneapolis, where fans continue to file into Target Field for the Twins' Saturday night test against Toronto. We welcome you to Twins baseball here on Fox Sports North. Ron Coomer, as the Twins close in at the end of what has been a disappointing season, there have been reasons for encouragement of late, most of it from their rookies, including Chris Colabella, who's been on fire this past week. 3 home runs and 8 RBIs in his last 5 games, and he got a late inning rally going last night.
Well, he did, and he has showed some thunder in his bat, and his at-bats are getting better. You see some of the power to the opposite field, and that's what we heard about him in the minor leagues, is he was able to drive the ball to the middle and really do a good job. Last night, though, you see this pitch in, and he hooks this ball into the left center gap about 320 feet from home plate. Very encouraging, a lot more confidence. You look at the opposite field power, perfect swing, and able to elevate the ball to the opposite way. Very important for a guy to hit the ball a long way. This is the ball last night that he pulled. Absolute perfect swing, head snaps down. You look at the contact out in front, Tommy. Outstanding swings from the young rookie.
Up next, Dick and Bert turn their attention to another Twins rookie off to a sizzling start. It's the Twins in Toronto tonight, right here on Fox Sports North.
Is presented by Northland Ford. Visit northlandford.com and your local Northland Ford dealer today. And by Menards. Save big money on all your home improvement needs at Menards.
It's another hot and muggy night at Target Field as the Twins hope to end a far too long home losing streak against the Toronto Blue Jays. Dick and Bert with you for Game 2. When an organization's going through a rebuilding phase, as the Twins are, You look for players who will take advantage of the opportunities placed in front of them, both at the big league level and the minor league level, and Josmiel Pinto has taken the most of that opportunity.
I tell you what, Pinto has made an impression in the 4 ball games. He has worn a major league uniform. He started in Double-A New Britain, played in 107 ball games, hit over 300. Promoted to Rochester, 19 ball games, hit over 300, hit 15 home runs combined in the minor leagues. And then last night in the 9th inning, quite an experience for this young man against Casey Jensen in the 9th inning. Twins down by a couple runs, but he made it 1 run closer with his first major league home run.
Pinto, one of 12 rookies to play for the Twins this year. The starter on the mound tonight for the Twins, one of the veterans, Kevin Correa, who's found a bit of a second wind in September.
Yeah, he's really trying to finish the season strong. Kevin Correa over his last 2 starts, one here in Minnesota against the Kansas City Royals, and his last one against the Texas Rangers. In those 2 starts, 14 innings, and Kevin Correa hopefully will continue his good stretch toward the finish line and pitch consistently.
Well, the Twins have lost too many home games again this year. They hope to pick up a win here tonight in Game 2 with the Jays.
Mostly sunny skies, temperatures in the low 90s, a little muggy. Feels a little bit more like July than September, but we'll take it as the Toronto Blue Jays and Twins will face each other in Game 2. The Twins have lost 8 straight at home in 10 of their last 11. John Gibbons says, get the camera away from me. We're not doing too well ourselves. 19-11 against the Twins. Of course, this is his second stint managing the Blue Jays. The Menards batting order: Jose Reyes leading off, Munenori Kawasaki, Edwin Encarnacion, Adam Lind, Brett Lawrie, Moises Herrera, J.P. Arancibia, Anthony Goes, and Kevin Pillar.
Well, you talked about the weather and Kevin Correa on the mound. Remember, he pitched in that Sunday afternoon game in Texas, so this is nothing to him. But Kevin Correa coming off that very good start against the Texas Rangers. The Twins ended up winning that ball game. He won his 9th game of the year in a 4-2 victory over the Rangers, making for Kevin Correa his 28th start, his second against the Blue Jays. Earlier this year, he lost 4-0 to Mark Burley in Toronto back on July 5th, but pitched a good ball game.
Northland Ford defense for the Twins. Oswaldo Arcia is in left, Alex Presley in center, Darren Mastroianni in right, Trevor Plouffe, Pedro Florimo, Brian Dozier, Chris Colabello around the infield, and Osmeal Pinto behind plate. Corey Blazer calling balls and strikes. DJ Rayburn, Laz Diaz. Twin Cities native Mark Wagner, who had the plate last night, moves over to third. Game number 140 for the Twins. 22 to go after tonight. And the first pitch up and away, ball one. Reyes reached on an error on the first pitch thrown in the game. He had a ground ball to Florimon, who kicked it. And by innings end, Reyes had scored an unearned run. And if you want to argue the point that was the deciding run, we'll let you do that, because the Twins lost a one-run ball game last night.
Well, you want to be ready for that first pitch. And, with Reyes running down that line, maybe, Florimon knew he had to get rid of that ball quickly and just lost sight of it.
1-1 to Reyes, then Kawasaki at Encarnacion, and another ball taken down and in, 2-1.
In the open, we showed you Correa's last 2 starts, but you can go back 5 starts for Kevin Correa. He's 2-2 with an ERA of 1.80 over his last 5 starts, and most importantly, 4 of the 5 starts quality starts.
3-1. Walks have never been much of an issue for Correa. Walked just 1 over his 7 innings against the Rangers. Gave up just 1 run to that Ranger lineup. Twins took that series 2-1. 3-1 to Reyes. High drive to deep right. Going back is Mastroeni at the wall. Makes the catch. And he hits the wall and buckles. And it looked like it was his right leg that gave way rather than his left, which has been the troublesome leg. Good play for Mastroeni to start the ball game.
Well, you have that big wall behind you, about a 20-foot wall, and Reyes getting this high fastball on a 3-1 pitch. Mastroeni goes back. He doesn't exactly know if it's going to hit off the wall. Goes right into that 365 mark and able to make the catch. See if he slips right there and then bangs into the wall.
Deep fly ball, 1 out, and here is Munenori Kawasaki. Inside, ball 1.
Kawasaki, in his first season with the Toronto Blue Jays, last year with the Seattle Mariners, ended up getting released in October and then signed with the Blue Jays from Japan.
For some reason, he's become quite the fan favorite. His numbers at the plate eerily similar to Tsuyoshi Nishioka when he was over here his first year. But the Toronto fans love this guy. He's got an infectious smile. He's apparently an engaging personality in the clubhouse. His teammates love him.
A guy that chokes up on the bat, just kind of a slap hitter. He does have 1 home run. But 4 doubles, 5 triples, so he's got some speed.
And a bunt foul, 2-2. Jays took 2 out of 3 from the Twins in early July in Toronto. And Correa took 1 of the losses, 4 earned runs in 6 innings, 10 hits, 3 walks.
Yeah, the Blue Jays are kind of an organization that's been a pest to the Twins. You go back to 2007, so Jays have had pretty much the Twins number.
Drive to right center field, down for a hit. Mastroeni slides, cuts it off, fires it to second, does a really good job holding Kawasaki to a single. Good play by Mastroeni.
That's an outstanding defensive play right there. He had to slide to get in front of that ball and then get the ball back in quickly. There's some speed out there with Presley and Mastroeni. Watch him slide right there and then pop up and get that ball quickly into Dozier, who was a cutoff man.
And now Edwin Encarnacion. Fastball off the plate.
Kawasaki at first base. He has 7 stolen bases in 8 attempts. 6 stolen bases against Correa on the mound in 9 attempts.
Fouled away, 1-1. Osmeal Pinto behind the plate. We really haven't seen him have the opportunity to do much throwing. And ultimately that will go a long way toward determining whether he's a long-term answer for the Twins behind the plate or not, making his 3rd straight start. Twins did this earlier with Chris Herman, gave him 3 straight starts, and in the case of that sequence, by the 3rd game, Herman really seemed to struggle behind the plate. The Twins want to see Pinto. Tap foul.
Well, one thing Gardy was very impressed about Pinto, the way he handled Correa in that game on Sunday in Texas. You know, and Correa's a veteran type starter. You know, he's made a lot of major league starts. This is his 187th major league start, so he's got an idea what he wants to throw right here. You see Terry Steinbach, a great catcher in his playing days, but you know, Pinto will put down a sign. It'll be Correa that pretty much calls his game, I would imagine, until they feel like they're on the same page.
1-2 to Encarnacion. Up and away.
You know, the pitcher has that baseball in his hand. He's the deciding factor. Catchers can only suggest a certain pitch. Pinto looking in the dugout, seeing maybe if a hit and run is put on, see maybe a steal.
Stays put. Now ball 3.
Hey, we're ready now. Here we go.
By the way, Herman will catch tomorrow because Andrew Albers is starting for the Twins, and Herman is Albers' personal catcher.
Has been in his first 6 major league starts.
Full count. Kawasaki got a good jump on the pitch tap foul. But acknowledging that Pinto spent most of his minor league season at Double-A, 2 levels away from where Correa's been pitching. It's going to take a little while, you would think, for Pinto to fully grasp Correa's tendencies and what he has, what he likes to do. Another 3-2 pitch coming.
Well, it's fastball away.
Runner goes. That's ball 4. One of the things that the manager looks at beyond the batting average is how a young catcher communicates with the pitching staff.
Overall, he communicates pretty decent. You know, they talk, and he's been doing pretty good. He's handled everybody so far. I was more impressed with what he did with Correa than anybody. I mean, he handled that game really nice, and that was the first time he caught him.
And tonight, the second time.
Well, what you do before a ball game, if you're the starting pitcher, you do sit down with that catcher who's catching you that night, go over the hitters, and then make the adjustment. The scoreboard a lot of times will dictate how you adjust in that ball game. And then also what kind of stuff you have. Right now, Correa kind of a little wild with that fastball. Got behind on Reyes. Reyes took, Mastroianni to the wall, and a base hit, now a walk.
Only 8 strikes thrown by Correa here in the first inning. Tap foul, 1-1. There have been disappointments in the pitching staff, to be sure, this year. I'm not sure Correa would be listed as one of those. He's basically done for the Twins what he's done for his prior teams. He's been, his log would tell you, a .500 pitcher with an ERA in the low 4s, and that's exactly where he's at.
Yeah, and if he gets 3 more starts after today, got a chance to pitch about 180 to 190 innings, basically what he's been able to do, you know, over the last 4 or 5 years. If he gets a win here today, it would be his 10th. It would be the 5th straight season he's had 10 or more wins. Never more than 12 in a season.
1-1 to Lynn. And a strike of the knees, 1-2. Call right there. Especially with men on base, a big difference between 2-1 and 1-2.
Well, one thing Correa's been able to do, and that's get double play balls. He's had 23 double plays, and good pitch right there, lower part of that strike zone.
Lind has hit into 17 double plays this year.
Only 2 pitchers in the American League have had more double plays turned behind them. And that being Joe Saunders of the Mariners and Doug Fister of the Tigers.
In the case of all those guys, even Felix Hernandez, they do allow base runners, but they have a knack of
getting that ground ball,
delivering a big pitch to get a couple outs. Correa would take that here against Lind. Hook foul. Nothing's come easy for Correa here in this first inning.
Well, Correa, again, earlier this year, lost to Mark Burley and the Toronto Blue Jays 4-0. He gave up 3 runs in the 4th inning and then ended up pitching 6 innings and allowed the 4 runs. But in his career, his 4th career start against the Blue Jays, his 6th appearance.
And another full count.
You never know now.
Wouldn't expect the runners to go. Kawasaki runs well, but Pinto would have a clear shot at third base in the event it was strike 3. With a left-handed batter up there. 3-2. Not quite yet.
And a runner at second base. More than one sign will be put down.
Runners go. And the pitch fouled back.
He took a little off the fastball, left it up, and Lynn fouled it straight back. Pinto's going out there to talk to him, make sure they're on the same page. What do they want to throw right here?
That's going to be my question to you.
I'm going to go fastball away. Try to keep that ball down, hopefully get a ground ball. A lot of pitches already, 24 pitches thrown by Correa.
And only 1 out. Another 3-2. Runners go again, and the pitch lifted to center. Kawasaki slams on the brakes, going back to the warning track. Presley leaps, it's gone! I didn't think that ball had enough to get out, but it sailed over the center field fence for a 3-run home run.
Well, Lind with his 18th home run of the year, that uppercut swing. With that sun setting over center field here, Presley had a little trouble picking it up right off the get-go, but that ball just kept carrying. Breaking ball right here. And Lynn got underneath it to create that high fly 3-run home run. Presley getting up as high as he can, but it's over the fence.
This one hit high and deep to left, and it's 4-0. Halfway into the second level. A 3-run home run followed immediately by a solo home run. The only out recorded on a warning track fly ball.
Well, Lowry hitting his 11th home run of the year. And it's a quick 4-0 lead for the Blue Jays.
Moises Sierra, and he takes a healthy rip. The Twins lost last night, but they out-homered the Jays 2-0, and it's almost as if Toronto took exception to that. 2 first-inning home runs. They're back to their normal game plan here at Target Field, which is to bludgeon the ball over the fence. One strike to Sierra, and time call.
You know, with the Jays in the American League Eastern Division and the way that it is now with so many games in your division, you don't get to see the Jays a lot, and the Twins probably thankful for that. Only 6 games played between these two teams.
Driven hard to the gap in right center field. And that one hops the fence. Sierra to second. And he'll hold up there. And Kevin Correa getting pummeled here in the first inning.
While falling behind in the count, a couple 3-2 pitches. He ended up walking Encarnacion, and then the 3-2 breaking ball to Lind. And here, breaking ball, not a bad pitch down, but credit Sierra by just dropping the barrel of the bat and lining it the other way. For Sierra, his 6th double of the year. And he's a youngster that's trying to make an impression with the Blue Jays. A quick trip to the mound by pitching coach Rick Anderson.
Twins looked like they might get a short start last night from Mike Pelfrey. Pelfrey gave up a 5-run third inning. Twins almost came back to tie it up at the end, but now a at least a 4-run first.
Yeah, you don't like having innings like this, a big crooked number like 4 here in the first and then 5 in the third for Mike Pelfrey last night. But credit Pelfrey, went 3 more innings, put zeros on the board, enable the Twins to at least try to come back. And it was a good ball game, but a 6-5 loss to the Jays.
JP Arancibia. Breaking ball hits the outside corner. Correa has had 3 starts of less than 5 innings, 2 of them coming since the All-Star break. And that one's dumped over the right field, down the right field line. Another run will score, and it's 5-0. Arancibia might have cracked his bat, and it's an RBI single.
Yeah, this game a lot the way that he pitched in Kansas City back in early August, where he went only 2 innings, gave up 6 runs. Twins lost that ball game 13-0. A
couple of starts before that gave up 6 runs in an inning and 2/3 at Safeco Field.
Yep.
A 5 spot for the Jays in the first, and that 5-run third inning last night. Much took the Twins out of the ball game. There's a strike over the inside corner to Anthony Goes. First inning bullpen activity. Ryan Presley's getting loose out there already. Off the plate.
Well, like the Twins, the Blue Jays getting some young talented kids, some at-bats. Goes, who came up last year, played in 56 ball games, hit only .223, but now back up again this year. Just 23 years old.
Correa flips to second, short, nice pickup, both by Florimon and Colabello. Well, the tentative double play, but at least it was turned, but not until the Blue Jays put up 5 in the first inning. The Twins started a stretch of 24 games in 24 days, and the last thing any manager would need, given that, is a short start. But Mike Pelfrey didn't pitch well last night. Kevin Correa off to a rough start here tonight. The Menard batting order for the Twins: Alex Presley leading off, Darren Mastroianni in right, Brian Dozier, then Josh Willingham, Trevor Blue, Oswaldo Arcia, Chris Colabello, Josmil Pinto, and Pedro Florimon.
And the lineup facing J.A. Happ. Happ making his a start here. This is his 14th start, his first career start against the Twins. Now, even though he's down, Twins are down 5-0. Happ has not pitched well at all, especially over his last 3 starts. 0-3 with his ERA at 7.71.
Northland Ford defense for the Twins. Kevin Pillar in left. Anthony Goes in center. Moises Sierra in right.
Lowry, Reyes, Kawasaki, Lind, the infielders, and Aaron Sebia, who entered the game defensively last night. And, ended up throwing out Alex Presley for the final out of the ball game. Makes the start here tonight. Strike one to Presley.
Happ, a tall left-handed pitcher, 6'6", about 195. They're really trying to get him to stay back and create that downward angle. At times he gets out of whack. A lot of walks in only 63 innings, 33 walks.
Breaking ball, missing low, 1-1. A little bit low, 2-1.
Half season just kind of getting going again. He started the season in the rotation, and then we're going to take you back throughout the ball game back to May 7th in Tampa when he got hit in the head by a line drive. This is his 7th start since his return off the disabled list. We missed 3 months.
Strike on the outside corner, 2-2. Yeah, he missed about 3 months, and frankly, he's lucky to be on the mound again. Lucky to be alive. One of the more frightening things.
I think it's every pitcher's nightmare what happened to Happ.
2-2 to Alex Presley. This one hit hard to right center. Sierra going back. Oh, he makes a lunging catch at the end. He misread that ball, but was able to get there and make a nice catch to take an extra base hit away.
Nice running catch right there by Sierra. And last night's ball game, we saw him kind of, take different routes that maybe where it wasn't where the ball was, but right there heading straight back, and then at the last second leaps out and able to hold on to that ball. Nice running catch by Sierra.
One down, and that'll bring up Darren Mastroianni. And a first pitch strike. Mastroianni's had a left ankle issue all year long, and it kind of gave out on him in Houston at the end of the last game there. Mastroianni entered the game as a pinch runner, got the start tonight.
Yeah, you go through the rehab that Darren has had to this year. You get to September, and now you're wearing that major league uniform again. And you know what? He's going to bite the bullet right here, try to get through the season, and then hopefully during the winter get that baby healthy again. When you're a guy that, relying on speed and your quickness, and you start hurting your ankles like he did, having surgery, he's going to need the winter to rehab and hopefully come into spring training in good shape.
Strikeout, 2 down. That'll bring up Brian Dozier.
Big slow curveball there by Happ, picking up his 52nd strikeout at 64 innings pitched.
Coors Light cold hard fact, the dominance that Toronto has shown against the Twins, out homering them more than 2-1.
Yeah, again, the Twins lucky that they don't face them enough. This is since 2007, right at the All-Star break.
Twins have had some pretty good teams between then and now. Strike one to Dozier. One strike to Brian Dozier. And now a ball. Twins are averaging over the course of the season that is now 140 games long, 8.5 strikeouts per game. 2-1. They've already set the club record for strikeouts. They did that when we were still in August. 2-1 to the Twins' second baseman.
Well, thank goodness for the Houston Astros, where the Twins would be leading the American League in that department. Astros have struck out over 1,300 times.
And the Astros are the only team in the American League with a worse home record than the Twins. Inside, Dozier will take a walk. Ball one. Or a runner at first with 2 down. Well, here's what happened to Jay Happ back on May 7th in the second inning.
Yeah, Desmond Jennings at the plate in Tampa. He took a pitch right back up the middle. And you see that, and as a player, former pitcher, it's scary. And you see the reaction of his teammates and also the Rays teammates as he's taken away on a stretcher.
For the skull fracture and a sprained ankle. Willingham pops it up in the air behind first. Kawasaki with a long run makes the catch. Willingham gone on a pitch, and it's 5-0 after one.
Social Spotlight. We are joining the Twins tonight with their social media night. You can be a part of the broadcast by tweeting us the pictures from your big fun night where you're watching the Twins and cheering on your favorite baseball team. Use the hashtag Twins Territory. We're happy to be joined by the director of Twins social media, the coordinator himself, Keith Biasy. And obviously, Keith, tonight, a fun night for everybody up here that's on the balcony watching the game. And some lucky fan that tweets us a picture of where they're watching the game can win a very special prize. Tell us more.
Yeah, so one lucky fan tonight will win a Joe Mauer autographed bat by tweeting or Instagramming from wherever they're watching tonight's game using hashtag Twins Territory.
A very cool prize as the Twins get the opening out here in the top of the second. And fans, it truly has gone global with the Minnesota Twins with Twitter and Instagram. As you take a look at the map, they're watching all over the world tonight as the Twins take on the Toronto Blue Jays. Make sure to join the broadcast. We'll give you more information and show you more pictures where everybody's watching the game as the Twins try to battle back. They almost did it last night, Dick and Bert. They were down 5 throughout most of that ball game. Ended up having a chance to win it late. We'll see if they can do the same thing, but get over the hump tonight.
Thank you very much, Kevin. One quick out here in the second. Now Jose Reyes with the warning track fly ball to right to start the ball game for the second time already.
Yeah, if you're Kevin Correa, not much you can do about the first inning. Now what you have to do is put some zeros on the board, and hopefully your team can slowly get back into the ball game. These next 2 or 3 innings for Correa, very important. Even Pelfrey last night gave up 5 runs in the third inning. He was down 6-1, but he put zeros on the board. Then the bullpen came in and did their normal job of putting 3 more zeros on the board.
Punch toward the left. Florimon out, calling for it. Makes the catch out number 2. And they'll bring up Kawasaki. Kawasaki started the 5-run inning. 6 straight batters reached. And Kawasaki started it with a single to the gap in right center field. At the time we thought, maybe even hoped, that Mastroianni's play in right field would be significant. But then walk, home run, double single, and just like that, it was 5-0.
Still a good play by Mastroianni, keeping up to a single.
High ball 1. Baltimore beat the White Sox this afternoon. Boston shellacked the Yankees again, 13-9.
Love those pitchers' duels.
Foul into the seats over the tarp. 1-1. 25 strikes for Correa, but a lot of them have been hit hard in the opening innings here. It's a breaking ball.
I mentioned in the first inning, Correa making his 187th major league start. He has 69 wins, 75 losses in his career, an ERA at 4.5. See the different signs. Finally going back to the fastball away.
Driven foul.
That's where right there Correa knew what he wanted to throw, and saw Pinto almost go through all the signs, and then finally went back to the fastball away again. Breaking ball.
And that hit Kawasaki, it says, Corey Blazer says, in the batter's box.
Kawasaki, 32 years old, from Japan. Again, signed by the Seattle Mariners last year as a free agent.
Threes, and Mark Wegner, 1-2-3, second inning. Twins will try to climb out of a 5-run hole in the early inning. You can vote for the Arby's Value Player of the Game. Text the word value followed by a space and the player's name to short code 234234. Trevor Plouffe, Oswaldo Arcia, Chris Colabello hitting against Jay Happ.
Happ 15 pitches, 9 for strikes in that first inning, faced 4 batters. And Plouffe right now on a pretty good streak over the last 10 ball games, hitting .405, 15 hits and 37 at bats with a couple home runs.
A lot of multi-hit games, which of course when you're hitting in the 230s, you like those. You have a chance here to get the average above 250 with another 3-hit game. Here's a ball stroked to the left side and through. First Twins hit, and Plouffe is aboard for Arcia. The sports and highlight show you've been waiting for is here. Fox Sports Live as Jay Onrait, Dan O'Toole are joined by Donovan McNabb, Gary Payton, Andy Roddick, and Carissa Thompson. Bring you everything you need to know about the world of sports. Fox Sports Live airing nightly on Fox Sports 1. Here's Arcia. St. Louis average has been crawling northward, and RC's average slipping southward as we get into the final month of the season. One strike for the Twins left fielder. Making ball over, strike two. Game 4, the playoff series with Pawtucket. Jim Clement with 3 hits, 3 runs batted in. Scott Diamond pitching for Rochester.
Yeah, Diamond started that ball game. So far, so good. 4 shutout innings for Diamond. And getting some run support.
2-run double by Aaron Hicks. It's a best of 5 series, and the Red Wings and Scott Diamond won game 1 of the playoffs. Or no, it was Cole DeVries who won that game, I believe. And Diamond hoping to extend it to a 5th and final game. That game tonight in Pawtucket and tomorrow's game 5, if it's played, would also be in Pawtucket. And of course, all of that delaying the fresh troops that the Twins would hope to have up here soon. Popped up short left, and Reyes squeezes it, 1 down.
Well, I know Ron Gardenhire's short-handed as other clubs. You see Toronto, where they have 80 relievers out of that.
33 roster players here.
But you know, you want your minor leagues to do well, and you know, Twins have been successful that way. Rochester in the finals, Fort Myers was in the finals, Cedar Rapids was in the finals. So,
in the case of Cedar Rapids and Fort Myers, they lost quickly in the playoff round. But for Rochester, it's the first time they've been in the playoffs since 2006, and really would have been unfair to take a Diamond, an Escobar, even a Parmalee, and bring them up here, even though the Twins have a need up here, when it's been the most exciting season for Rochester in many years. As it is, the Twins have, you know, Pinto here, Colabello, who's the International League MVP and Rookie of the Year. Arce has spent some time there.
Colabello swinging a hot bat as of late. Over his last 5 ball games, 8 for 20 with 3 home runs.
1-1 to Colabello. The Rochester manager Gene Glenn will join Tommy Watkins, who's here as an assistant coach or a late season coach, September coach call up. There's Tommy.
Yeah.
He was with the Cedar Rapids team this year. 1-1 to Colabello. Big swing and foul. Got a piece of Corey Blazer.
That hurts. That looked like it right off the right arm of Blazer. The foul ball. Yeah, ouch. Just below the elbow. And there's Sebia going out to give Corey Blazer a little time to stop saying ouch.
Or whatever he was saying. Just stop it. 1-2. Colabello with a big home run to the bullpen last night late in the game. Tapper to short. Should be a double play. Nicely turned by the Blue Jays. 10 pitches in a scoreless second inning. It's still 5-0.
your link to what's next. By Grand Casino, the best stories start here. And by Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, for the everyday competitor in all of us. Twins hoping to avoid their 9th straight home loss. They've got an early hole to fight out of 5-0. With Correa on the mound, delivering a fastball on the outside corner to Edwin Encarnacion, who walked and scored in the first. Down and away, 1-1. Oakland beat Houston 2-1. Cleveland leading the Mets 6-1 in the 6th. Foul back. Our AT&T Twitter poll asking you during this series, who's your favorite American League power hitter to watch? Vote via Twitter using the hashtags on the screen.
Yeah, both those guys in the middle, Cabrera and Encarnacion, over the last 2 years, they're the only two in the major leagues to have 35 or more home runs and drive in 100 runs or more.
Correa, after that awful first inning, mixing in his curve more, and he gets a swinging strikeout on one for the first out of the third.
With a lot of power like Encarnacion also comes strikeouts. Good breaking ball right there. Great location. Good tight rotation. Second strikeout for Correa.
Adam Lind hit a 3-run home run to center. One of a handful of balls put in play already that have traveled a lot farther than I thought they were going to travel. Pitch up, ball 1. To left center with some carry. Presley, and a collision on the wall. Arcia, I think, caught the ball.
Well, lack of communication right there between Arcia and Presley. Don't know who was yelling for it or if any of them were. Well, Presley going a long way. Arcia cutting in front of Presley a little bit right there. Able to keep the ball in the glove. You can see him. I have it. And it's Arcia who needs to get out of the way right there. Center fielder is the captain out there. He's in control of to his right and his left.
Lowry takes up an away ball 1. You see this play and you think of the Willingham-Wilkin-Ramirez one that all but ended Ramirez's season. Strike on the outside corner. Two and 1. Out there on the outside corner.
Correa in his last start in Texas, 7 innings. He gave up only the 1 run to the Rangers. Ended up winning 4-2. Threw only 79 pitches in the 7 innings. This will be pitch number 55 for Correa, trying to get the final out here in the 3rd.
Over the rubber, over the second base bag. Lowry has a 2-out single. Take you back to Corey Blazer, who took a foul tip off the inside of his right arm on this pitch. Right inside the elbow. Aaron Sebia went to the mound. Back picked up a little dirt. She said, rub some dirt on it, it'll be fine.
Trying to make some brownie points.
And Sierra swings at 1 up and away, 1 strike. here, a double to right center. And scored on Aaron Sevia's single. Pinto appeals. It's ball one. 1-1.
Blue Jays very high on this young man right here, Sierra from the Dominican Republic, only 24 years old. 8 minor league seasons for the Blue Jays when he signed with them back in 2005. Has some pop, good minor league numbers. Blue Jays trying to find out if he could do it here at in the varsity level.
And I would think, given his tenure in the minor leagues in the organization, he's going to have to prove that here pretty soon. Occupying a roster spot, 40-man roster. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
Good pitch inside. Everything was away. This time he comes in with that sinker, and you saw the way that Pinto caught that ball. He almost had to drop the glove to catch that good sinker. Well, the curveball. Get it down.
They'll appeal. No swings. DJ Rayburn. That one was close.
Correa thought it was strike 3.
There you go.
Good hard breaking ball. You want it on the other side of home plate. This one landing in front of the plate. Looked like he went.
Two and two.
Back with it again.
Runner goes, and the pitch tap foul.
Left that one up.
"60 pitches for Correa, 39 strikes.
Yeah, needed 33 pitches in that first inning.
Ball up and away. And a full count, allowing Lowry to take off early from first.
Well, this game right here for Correa, not an indication of how well he's pitched here at Target Field this year, but in 13 previous starts here at home, Correa's 5-2 with a 3.15 ERA. He's pitched very well here. He struggled more on the road.
Lowry goes, and strike 3. A 2-out singles left aboard after 2.5. It's 5-0 Toronto.
Twins. And leading off for Minnesota in the bottom of the third will be Yosmil Pinto, the catcher. And here are 3 things you need to know about this young man. First of all, he's come to the States and he likes some of the music that we like. He likes the Beatles and the Bee Gees. Interesting combo platter there. Loves to go to the movies. A couple he saw in the last year that he really liked: Denzel Washington in Flight, Brad Pitt's World War Z. And the most interesting thing you need to know about our catcher tonight is this guy hunts for crocodiles. Starts with a rod and reel, gets him in close, tackles him, and takes care of business. I was out there on Lake Minnetonka on Thursday for Lefties Lunkers with Glenn Perkins and Brian Dunsing, and that was intimidating enough to bring those big fish into the boat. I'm not going near a crocodile, but this guy did it, guys. I saw pictures on his phone. Unbelievable stuff.
Wow.
Well, you got to have about, what, 2,000-pound test line to hook a crocodile and keep him on, get him up to the boat. And you're going to wrestle him? Here's Pinto.
That's not one of those things on my bucket list. Well, what a major league start for Pinto. 4 major league games, 9 for 14. Home run last night. First major league home run, of course.
1-2. Pinto got a piece of it.
Rajay Davis now in right field for the Blue Jays. Sierra on that strikeout might have pulled something.
1-2 to Pinto. The ground, backhanded by Reyes. Hard hops, and Pinto recovered. 1 away.
Let's take a look at Sierra after Correa struck him out on that high breaking ball. You kind of see him grabbing that left area, hip area.
The left oblique. It's a small muscle group that professional athletes have that sports broadcasters don't.
Oh, I have them. Mine's just covered with fat.
1-0 to Florimon. And Florimon drives a single to center with 1 out in the third. Bring up Alex Presley. You still have time to bring a group of your friends to Target Field for baseball. Organize a business group, church group, school, maybe a couple dozen of your neighbors. Make a game of it. Visit twinsbaseball.com/groups or call 800-33-TWINS and get a great deal on group tickets today.
Second hit for the Twins. Florimon, always nice to see him get a base hit as a right-handed hitter, where he has really struggled this year. Came in hitting just 179 as a right-handed hitter.
Here's Presley, lined out to the right fielder Sierra. Actually, Presley's out might be the hardest hit ball the Twins have had so far against Jay Happ. Sierra went to his right and back and made a nice lunging catch after the Twins had given up 5 runs in the top of the first.
Yeah, Blue Jays are 8-3 over their last 11 ball games, and it's mainly because the starters have been outstanding. Combined over the last 11 ball games, starters are 8-2.
Goes going back, and he makes a running catch. Florimon has to retouch second and get back to the bag. So Presley has driven the ball hard twice and has had hits taken away first by Sierra and now by Goes.
Yeah, both, Sierra had to go back at the last second, leap up, and here Presley giving it a ride straight away center, and it's Goes that goes back and makes a nice over-the-shoulder catch.
Two down. We're still at first, and here's Darren Mastroianni.
Presley's probably saying, my next at-bat, I'm going to bunt.
Strike on the outside corner. Twins with now 4 bench players and for the most part, they are healthy. That is not much, but it seems like a luxury for Ron Gardenhire, who hit on the right field line, twisting back toward the seats and in. For most of the middle months of the summer, of course, the Twins have carried 13 pitchers, so with a 25-man roster, that means 3 bench players, and it seems like for most of the middle months of the summer, 1 or 2 of the bench players has, had something that's ouching on them and unable to be 100%. Even though the Twins have just 26 players here for this series, and the Blue Jays have 33, as you look at Joe Mauer. Two strikes. And now a ball taken. Tough to manage substitutions when you really don't have many options on the bench with you. Mastroianni getting a chance to start, even though his left ankle probably just needs to be shut down for a couple of weeks, and that'll happen in about 3 weeks.
You talk to Darren, he doesn't want to get shut down. I mentioned in his first at bat, he's going to try to play through it.
We've seen a ball player that has had his game taken away from him. Of all the players in the Twins roster who needs his legs, it's probably Darren Mastroianni, because that's the biggest asset he brings to a team is speed. Foul tip, another strikeout. Another man left aboard to the 4th with the Blue Jays leading 5-0. Nothing Toronto ball game.
Well, not a good start for Kevin Correa. 3-run home run he gave up to Adam Lind, and then Brett Lowry hitting the next pitch out of the ballpark. Back-to-back home runs, and then a double and a single made it a 5-0 first inning lead for the Jays.
And since then, Correa's done better. There's a ball grounded foul. Correa's retired 6 of the last 8 guys, 7 of the last 8, including a ground ball double play. 1 strike on the foul ball off the bat of Aaron Sebia. Up and away, 1-1. Aaron Sebia drove in a run in the first inning, the 5th Toronto run with a single. Two and one.
Aaron Sebia in his 4th season with the Blue Jays, their #1 pick back in 2007 out of the University of Tennessee. Average down, but the home run production there.
High and deep. Presley back, in front of the fence. Again, that's about the 5th ball that has been hit here tonight that traveled a lot farther than I thought it would. Last night, near history in San Francisco, Yusmeiro Petit got 26 straight outs until Eric Chavez broke up a perfect game.
Yeah, Hunter Pence did everything he could to try to, dive for that ball. He congratulated by his teammates, but how close, my goodness.
It's a great at bat by Chavez, a veteran hitter who's been at it for 15 years, something like that.
Well, Petit was with the Arizona Diamondbacks, so it was kind of a payback time. It wouldn't have been nice if he'd been able to accomplish that.
Anthony Goes, the batter. Now, you had a no-hitter and you had some near no-hitters. Did you ever take a perfect game?
I sure did, into the second inning one time, I remember.
No, I meant into the ninth.
No.
Scott Baker did that here, at the Metrodome several years ago. Baker, by the way, is going to make his first start for the Chicago Cubs tomorrow. Driven to left. Garcia back. Makes the catch out, number 2. Baker, of course, didn't throw a pitch for the Twins last year. Signed a 1-year deal with the Cubs and hasn't thrown a pitch for them yet this year at the big league level, and he'll get that chance tomorrow. Kevin Pillar will hit for the Blue Jays. Twins had their bullpen fired up in the first inning after Correa gave up the 5 runs. Ryan Presley was warming up.
Well, as I mentioned when he came out to the second inning, Dick, you know what? As a pitcher, you're going to have ugly innings. You don't want it to be the first inning. Pelfrey was the 3rd inning last night, but it's what you do from there on out. Try to keep your club in the game if you can.
And on a night where the ball sure seems to be jumping, if you can get some guys on base and somebody steps into one, you can find yourself right back in the middle of a ball game, as was the case last night. 1-1. 2-1. The Twins always seem to be dominated by the Blue Jays in the early, mid, even into the late 80s. Inside, 3-1. The group of Herbeck and Gaetti and Viola, those guys really seem to struggle against the Blue Jays. 3-1. Up to left field. Garcia comes in. 3 outfield flies, and on 12 pitches, Correa has another good inning in the 4th.
Presented by McDonald's. Right now, you can get 20 crispy chicken McNuggets for just $4.99 at McDonald's. And by Toyota. Let's go places. To find the nearest Toyota dealer and check out our current offers, visit buyatoyota.com. Our Pepsi fans of the game. Superman! Faster than a speeding bullet. I'm surprised that there are 4 outfits like that in the Twin Cities.
I'm surprised there's 4 guys that would wear that.
I didn't want to say that, but I didn't know there were 4 Superman costumes in the whole metro area.
Oh, come on. You thought you had the only one?
I've got my footy pajamas like that, but that doesn't count. Up the middle, and Dozier drives a sharp single to center. Dozier with a walk in the first, now a leadoff single in the fourth, and that'll bring up Willingham.
Well, this is the part that probably scares the heck out of Happ right here, is anything that hits right back up the middle. See where that pitch was, and you know, you take a deep breath and say, thank goodness it got by me without any damage. You know that has to be in the back of his mind. This is his 7th start since he's been activated. He was activated on August 7th, and it's been a struggle for Happ. 1-3 with an ERA over 6 in his last 6 starts.
It has to take incredible mental determination, focus to overcome that. I would think every time you threw a baseball, maybe not consciously, but subconsciously, you'd be thinking about that, swinging in one-on-one.
Dick, I bet you I've thrown over 100,000 baseballs, you know, toward a hitter in my career. There were pitches that, like that pitch right there to Dozier, you know, once you release it, it's in that area that the only place they're going to hit it is back up the middle. It's scary.
1-1 to Willingham.
I can honestly say in my career I only threw one pitch that I thought my head was going to come off, and that was early in my career to Frank Howard. I left the ball out over the plate and he swung, and I thought for sure it's going to hit my chest and my heart's going to be in center field, and he swung and missed. And I remember stepping off the mound and saying, okay, take a deep breath, I'm okay now.
Don't ever do that again.
Please. Don't ever leave it right there.
Backhanded at third by Lowry.
No,
safe at second, safe at first.
Yeah.
A high throw. Kawasaki went airborne to catch it, but didn't have his foot on the bag.
Yeah, very nice call right there by Laz Diaz, the second base umpire, seeing that. Lowry trying to get the force out at second base. The throw was high. Kawasaki goes over. And right here, because of that throw a little bit high, he leaps for it, and a good call.
Listening to Jim McKeon, longtime Major League umpire, on a radio interview a couple weeks ago talking about that play. And he says umpires will call, and whether they'll be able to next year with replay remains to be seen. But they'll call that neighborhood play as long as the throw is on target. But if the throw is in the periphery of the target, if it causes a middle infielder, in this case Kawasaki, to jump to catch the ball, then the neighborhood play is, there's a bouncer to third. This could be trouble. They'll go for just 2 and get that. Lowry thought better of tempting fate to making another throw at second, but that'll look like Gaetti to Newman to Herbeck all over again.
Yeah, Lowry charged with an error on that Willingham play right there. But here, Trevor Plouffe, you think of the Gaetti to Newman right there. But it's the step on third, which is a force out, and then throw to first. And Willingham, you can see, would have been a close play at second. But
2 down, runner at second.
Twins have hit into their second double play here.
That's exactly the situation we were talking about a few moments ago. Twins had runners at first and second, nobody out. They needed somebody to step up and do what Lynn did in the first inning. Get a 3-run home run, get your team back in the game, and instead on one pitch, it's a ground ball double play. Arcia. Outside 2-0.
Happ has struggled in his return to the rotation for Toronto. Would like to start pecking away at it. Not so much that they ended up a run short. I think they ran out of innings last night. They had 2 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th, 1 in the 9th. They were trending in the right direction, but they started to come back too late. Fouled away, 2-1.
Yeah, Jay Happ getting traded over to Toronto Blue Jays last year from the Houston Astros, originally signed by the Philadelphia Phillies. Their #1 pick out of Northwestern University, where your son Eric is going to be attending. Excuse me, but he was the 3rd pick by the Phillies back in 2004, making his 110th Major League start.
Headed up the middle and into center field. Arcia will drive in a run with a 2-out single, and it's 5-1. A weak ground ball, but he hit it in the right spot.
Kawasaki dove for that ball, tried to keep Willingham from scoring, but it got by him, and that allows Josh to score the first run for the Twins. Well, Arcia picking up his 33rd RBI. Twins get their 4th hit of the ball game.
And now Colabello bounced into a double play his first time up. Colabello came up with a man at first and 1 out. Hit a chopper to Jose Reyes. I want to pass along happy 100th birthday today to Bill Smith. Not the guy who works for the Twins, a different Bill Smith. 100 years old today. He's a Spring Park resident and celebrating his birthday, watching the Twins tonight.
Very nice. Happy birthday, Bill. And 211 more days until my birthday, and it won't be number 100.
It's gaining on it, though, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Backhanded by Reyes, and he fires to second, and Kawasaki has to fish out a low throw. Twins
nice play.
Get a couple of hits, and the first run. It's a 5-1 ball game.
Six seconds, guys.
5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to Target Field. Blue Jays lead the Twins 5-1. We are standing inside the winner's circle for the Minnesota State Lottery. It's time for $100 scratch-off tickets, and what a great story this is. Karen and her family down from Bemidji. It's her grandson's 9th birthday, the golden birthday, of course, on 9/9/9. We know Bert is into birthdays, but obviously what a special time to make the 4-hour drive for your grandson for his birthday. What do you love about this, Grandma Karen?
I love Bert.
You love Bert Blyleven, and nobody loves a birthday like Bert, right?
Absolutely. How many days, Bert?
211. Thank you.
211 days. Right now, though, this is all about Christian. 9/9/9. It might take 9 runs to win this game the way the ball is flying out here, guys.
Christian, happy 9th birthday, young man. And thank you for the family there coming and attending a Twins ball game.
now, 10 Strike, I believe, is actually the name of the town, a little bit north of Bemidji, I believe. One down, a quick first out here in the 5th inning. One down, and Kawasaki the batter. Kawasaki singled and scored in the first. Correa got him swinging in the second. Belt high strike, 1-1. I know you've never used one, but in golf, there's such a thing as a mulligan, where if you don't like how your round of golf is started, you can place another ball on the tee and hit it again.
I know where you're going with that.
As if the first one didn't really count at all.
There was many times out on that mound I was asking if I could have a mulligan. There's the ugly 5 right there that the Jays were able to put on the board in the first.
We see that thing, and we saw it last night in the 3rd inning, saw it tonight in the 1st inning, and we talk from time to time about crooked numbers. There really isn't a number that's more crooked than 5, is there? I mean, it goes down, then there's a right angle, and then it kind of curls around. It's an ugly number.
It would look better in the lower part of the scoreboard rather than on that Blue Jay side.
3-2 to Kawasaki.
Correa has walked 1. He has struck out 3 so far.
80 pitches, 49 strikes. Swing and a miss. Kawasaki's gone on strikes.
Strikeout number 4.
Fox Sports is proud to team with Feeding America, a nationwide network of food banks that helps feed more than 37 million people in America each year through pantries, soup kitchens, and shelters. Visit feedingamerica.org/Fox Sports to learn how you can fight hunger in your community. Together, we're Feeding America. 2 gone in the 5th, and now Edwin Encarnacion. Ball 1.
Encarnacion striking out against Correa in the 3rd inning on a good curveball down and away.
1-1. Off the plate, 2-1. Lifted to right. Mastroianni back to the warning track, now coming back to the grass, making the catch. Another 1-2-3 inning for Kevin Correa in the 5th inning. He threw just 11 pitches. 8-1 Toronto. They got 5 runs before the Twins even came to the plate in the first inning. Yusmeil Pinto will lead off the 5th against Jay Happ. Pinto takes up and away ball 1. He fell behind 0-2 quickly in his 3rd inning at bat. Ended up hitting the ball fairly sharply on the ground to short. He was retired. Pinto starting this at bat with a batting average of .600. He may not hit half of that as a full-time big leaguer, but to me, one of the most encouraging things about him so far, granted it's just 15 at bats, he's only struck out twice.
And he's used the whole field too.
It's a strike, 2-1. But the Twins lineup on any given night is just filled with guys who strike out way too much. And for what you can tell in 15 at bats, it looks like he's going to do a better job than most on this team in putting the ball in play. 3-1.
You know what he's done a good job of too, and this is only his 5th major league game, but he's been able to get in the counts like this. Pretty good eye at the plate, and has been in that situation where the pitcher has to come in with a pretty good hittable pitch. Let's see if Pinto can take advantage of this 3-1 pitch.
Popped up, backing out of play, 3-2.
Good swing right there. See Tom Bernansky there as hitting coach.
To the leadoff man here in the 5th. The Twins got on the board in the 4th. Would like to peck away at this 4-run lead. High pop-up near 3rd. This is the tall one.
That baby's up there.
Ooh. And it looked like Lowry may have lost it for a while in the twilight. 1 down. Bring up Florimon. Twins tickets remain available and affordable, with some seats starting at just $8. A lot of baseball left here this year, including the makeup game here on Monday with the Angels. You can check out the steal of the week and demand-based pricing for more great deals on single-game purchases all season long. These and other special deals available every day of the week at twinsbaseball.com/tickets or by calling 800-33-TWINS. Florimon line to single to center his first time up. Dubbed, a little roller to Kawasaki. And Florimon retired, 2 down.
14 outs for Happ, and he's done it on 58 pitches.
Alex Presley has smashed the ball twice.
That's what you want right there. Quick innings. 15's the most he needed out in the 1st inning. And 7 so far here in the 5th with 2 outs. Yeah, see if Presley bunts right here.
I'm going for the...
He's going to hit it to left.
A little doink to left. Bat's going to be in about 4 pieces. Strike 1. One and 1. Rochester Red Wings trying to stay alive, and it's 9-0 in the 7th. Scott Diamond pitched awfully well through August and into September for the Red Wings, trying to keep his team alive in the best-of-5 playoffs. 1-1. 2-1. Diamond with 6 shutout innings, and he looks like he's ready to come back up here and maybe make a start or 2 whenever the Rochester season ends. Those would be very important starts for Scott Diamond, who was a little shell-shocked up here. He just couldn't command the ball like he did last year. 2-1. 3-1 with Mastroianni on deck.
I remember Diamond, he started that season with that, the elbow surgery, and took you a little while again.
Presley takes strike 2. 1 home run for Presley, and it came after a handful of 2-strike fouls. He had an extended at bat in Houston with 2 men aboard, and then he blasted one. It was nice to hit a 3-run home run, but when you had a battle on your hands to just stay alive, keep the at-bat alive, and you get a payoff, that's nice. Here's a ball driven to center. 3 line drives off the bat of Presley in this game. He finally gets a nod.
Presley having some good at-bats. This is his 6th game in a Twins uniform since being traded over for Justin Morneau from the Pirate organization. Surprising power, 5'10". He has 17 career home runs. And he drops the base hit in, 5th hit for the Twins. All have been singles.
Mastroianni struck out twice against Happ.
The only 2 strikeouts that J.A. Happ has. James Anthony Happ.
Bobbed up back into the seats.
Run the Twins got last inning off of Happ was an unearned run. So again, the starters for the Blue Jays over their last 11 ball games, the starters combined 8-2 with an ERA under 3. One reason that the Blue Jays are 8-3 over their last 11 ball games.
Called strike, 2 of them now to Mastroianni.
.66 pitches, 44 strikes. Great strike-to-ball ratio.
See the outfielder swung around toward the opposite field. Left fielder Pilar way to the right from up here where a normal left fielder would be. And Mastroianni struck out 3 times against J. Happ here tonight. It's a 5-1 ball game. Frost Brew Coors Light.
Yeah, went back. Sierra in the first inning made a nice catch. And there's Reyes that ended last inning. Nice catch. There's Sierra. Nice grab in the first inning. 2 of those 3 off the bat of Alex Presley.
Adam Lind with the biggest swing of the game, a 3-run home run to center in the first inning. Would have given Correa favorable odds of pitching here in the 6th inning after he had a awful first inning, but there he is, still well under 100 pitches. One and 0. And a strike.
Correa's retired 7 straight. Allowed 1 hit since the first inning.
2-1.
Correa making his 28th start in the season, his second against the Blue Jays.
Sky to center, and Presley, if he doesn't lose it, will catch it. Tell you what, that's a good job by Presley, because this is the time of night when fly balls like that get lost.
Well, good job by Dozier going out and pointing where that ball is in case that outfielder, doesn't see that ball. We've seen it in this time of evening time. And some balls are hit that high, get lost in that high sky, in the twilight. See Brian Dozier right there.
Saying it's in the air. I bet Presley knew that already. A liner to right, and that'll be fielded on one hop.
Well, Lowry picking up his third hit, but since the first inning, Kevin Correa, who left some pitches up. This one to Lynn, the kind of breaking ball, and Lynn hitting the 3-run home run straight away. Next pitch, it was Lowry with a home run, back-to-back home runs. But he settled down nicely. Good curveball right there. Struck out Encarnacion.
Moises Sierra left the ball game. Rajai Davis entered it. Sierra struck out in the third and came out of the ball game right after that. Inside, ball one.
Correa's faced 24 batters now. He's able to only get strike one on 10 of the 24. And Correa's not that, he's not a strikeout pitcher, so he needs to pitch ahead in the count.
Covers the inside corner. Renicky warming up with the Twins man back in the first inning with Ryan Presley. Center, Presley chasing it in the gap. Making the catch out number two. Famed car customizer Ryan Friedlinghouse and his crew at West Coast Customs continue to take common vehicles from ordinary to extraordinary. In West Coast Customs, each episode brings viewers inside one of the most dynamic car shops in the world. We'll miss a new episode tomorrow. Two gone, here's Aaron Sebia. Sebia drove in the fifth and final first inning run with a single back in the first inning. Foul.
Aaron Sebia, 27 years old, in his fourth season with the Blue Jays. Average has always been down, but you can see the 208 average, but 20 home runs. Hit 18 home runs last year, but hit only 230.
One strike. Tapper in front of Plouffe. A good inning for Correa. 10 pitches and a scoreless 6 with still 5-1. We welcome Fox Sports North girl Angie.
Thanks, Dick. Well, tonight, in conjunction with the Twins, we've asked fans to tweet us pictures of where they're cheering on the Twins from tonight using the hashtag #TwinsTerritory, and we've received a lot of great pictures. Here's one from Brian, who's cheering on the Twins from Boulder, Colorado. It's been really fun to see the fans from all over the country tweeting in. And remember, the Twins are giving away an autographed Joe Mauer bat to one lucky fan who tweets in a picture. Dick and Bert, it's been a really busy night on Twitter so far.
Why wouldn't it be? You got a chance to get a Joe Mauer bat. Pretty cool.
Thank you, Angie. Brian Dozier leading off the Twins 6th against Jay Happ. On the first pitch on the outside corner, a strike. Dozier with a 2-out walk in the first. Leadoff single in the fourth.
Well, Happ's done a good job of getting strike one. 15 of the 21 batters he's faced so far get ahead in the count.
In the dirt, 1-1. Team that's lost 8 straight at home, and yet it looks like we got about 33,000 here tonight, something like that. A remarkable
last 3 years. You know, the play has not been very good for the Twins. The fans have supported them very nicely.
Dribbled foul up third base.
That's why it'll be an interesting winter, because the Twins have to do something to keep the interest here for the fans. It's a beautiful ballpark, but fans want to come and watch a team start to win some ball games.
It's easy, Bert. They just need better players. Isn't that what it comes down to?
Yeah, I think if you look at what happened, and we're going to look back, I'm sure, the last 20-some games on the frustration of this year. To me, it all goes to starting pitching. Combined, the starters are 38 and 58, 20 games under 500 with an ERA over 5.
Dozier lifts it to left. Pilar in the corner with the catch, one away. We'll bring up Willingham. Phil Irvin scours the internet to find the best tweets from Minnesota athletes. Check out his top 10 tweets every Friday at foxsportsnorth.com. One down in the 6th. That'll bring up Willingham.
There have been a lot of positives. I think we've seen Brian Dozier, get better and better as the season goes on. Frustrating, I know, for Josh Willingham. He's not having the season that he expected to have this year. Of course, the knee surgery slowed him down a little bit for over a month. Rick Anderson and Correa still talking about maybe that first inning, but Correa settled down very nicely. 5 shutout innings after that.
1-0 to Willingham. To me, the most encouraging thing about the season as it's progressed to this point, again, there are 22 games left after tonight, probably the development of Brian Dozier. And Terry Ryan, in speaking with the media before the game today, was talking about that. So the question was, how much progress has Brian Dozier made from a year ago? And Terry succinctly pointed out a year ago he was home. The AAA season ended. He didn't get called up, and that's about as disappointing a ending to a season as a player can have. When you start the year with the ball club, you're sent down, you don't get called up in September. Aaron Hicks may suffer that same fate this year.
Right.
But now he's hitting third for the Twins. He's not only playing, he's playing well, and he's hitting in the middle of the lineup.
Well, one thing Brian did last year, he got the exposure. 84 ball games last year for the Twins. Hit only 234. Was sent down, and came up with a little different attitude, I think, to spring training. New position.
Willingham hooks it deep down the line. The foul.
Little different attitude coming into spring training. Of course, learning the new position from short to second, but he's run with it. He's putting together a very solid year. They still like that average up a little bit, but a lot of extra base hits. 30 doubles, 4 triples, 17 home runs for Dozier.
To remember how poor Brian's season started at the plate too. He was hitting 100 in the 100s for a long time. 3-2 to Willingham with 1 out in the 6th. Ooh, very close pitch. Willingham's lucky he got first base.
It's almost the same pitch that struck out Mastroianni to end the bottom of the 5th. Willingham took it. Second walk for Happ.
Yikes, that was strike 3. Twins need a big fly here. They got 2 home runs late in the ball game. Plouffe came up with a 2-man on, nobody out in the 4th. And grounded into a double play, hitting a ground ball to Lowry. Stepped on third, fired across to get Plouffe at first. Up and away, and Aaron Sebia goes to the mound. Sanford Health injury report. The Boston Red Sox have the best record in the American League, but there is some concern regarding Jacoby Ellsbury. Going to get a second opinion on his foot. He fouled the ball off his right foot in late August. And the Red Sox go as he goes.
Yep. You can see the 52 stolen bases.
Only the Atlanta Braves among the 30 teams have a better overall record than the Red Sox. Winners again today, 13-9 over the Yankees. 1-1 to Plouffe. Strike over the inside corner.
Well, Hap came into this ball game and talking to Buck Martinez and Pat Tabler, the play-by-play analyst over there. He said Hap's been all over the place, but not tonight. 6'6", creating that good downward plane, and it's showing a good fastball.
And tight, he gets a strikeout for out number 2. That'll bring up Arcia.
4 strikeout for Jay Happ. Good fastball up in the strike zone. Middle in. Plouffe swinging through it.
Arcia with a single his last time up. Arcia has hit well enough to be called up here. Makes high, ball 1. And one of the encouraging things about his season, his first exposure to Major League existence, is actually hit left-handers a little bit better than right-handers. 1-0. 2-0. So as the Twins look at Arcia's first season up here at season's end, they'll look at those numbers and they'll say, well, he's not overmatched by left-handers. Arcia will.
I think you have to look at his age too. This is such a learning tool for this young man at only 22 years old. Last year, he started the season in single A, then moved up to double A. 4 different stints this year with the Twins, up and down.
He has a brilliant future.
Arcia in the minor leagues, a career .314 hitter. This pop in his bat, 17 home runs last year.
Foul back.
Swing right there. Arcia signing with the Twins back in 2007. Right there. Second walk of the inning, and Gibbons coming out. Be a pitching change. I wonder what one of the 30 pitchers out there he'll bring in.
Whoever's closest to the door. new pitcher, Neil Wagner. Bello will come up with a couple of men on and 2 outs. And our Century link to what's next. The first move to the bullpen brings in Neil Wagner.
Yeah, Wagner in his first season with the Toronto Blue Jays, he came to the big leagues with the Oakland A's a couple of years ago, only 6 ball games, but a guy that the scouting report says good fastball in the mid-90s, a slider, and a split finger. 29-year-old, originally signed by the Cleveland Indians back in 2005. And Minnesota native, born right here in Minneapolis, went to Eden Prairie High School and attended North Dakota State University and signed with the Indians.
Pretty good football program up there again this year. Cole and the Bison off to a good start. Chris Colabello has hit 2 ground balls to short. 6 of his 7 home runs this year have come against right-handed pitchers. He takes a fastball, strike 1. Average-wise, Colabello doing quite a bit better against right-handers than left-handers.
So a lot of family and friends here to watch Neil pitch.
One strike to Colabello. Missing the inside corner. 97 miles per hour. Willingham at second, he walked. Garcia at first, he walked. Twins hit 2 home runs last night. This would be a good spot for their first one here tonight. Side 2-1.
Wagner has allowed 5 home runs. This is his 32nd relief appearance. Started the season down in AAA, a couple of call-ups. Now the final call-up here for the Blue Jays out of that bullpen.
Ooh, that was the pitch. Mid-90s fastball, cut the plate in half at the belt, and Colabello was ready for it. He just fouled it back.
What we've seen is a lot of pitchers with that 90-plus mile-an-hour fastball, but throw a lot of fastballs to Colabello. You see a little bit of a tardy swing. Hit the home run yesterday off of the knuckleballer, R.A. Dickey.
2-2 to Colabello. Right down the middle at the knee.
Another fast.
98 miles per hour. Twins take a couple of walks, leave them aboard to the 7th. It's still 5-1. Lind in the first inning.
Yeah, you know what? The 3-run home run by Lind right there, giving the Jays a 3-0 lead. And then followed by Lowry's home run, a 4-0 lead. Then the Jays added another run to make it a 5-0 lead. The J.A. Happ worked 5 2/3 innings, allowed 1 run, an unearned run, with 3 walks and 4 strikeouts.
The Blue Jays threatening to make it 4 out of 5 against the Twins this year. They took 2 out of 3 against Minnesota in Toronto.
Evan Correa, 6 innings, allowed to 5 runs on 7 hits, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. Now Josh Renicky coming in, making his 58th relief appearance. And he is having a great second half since the All-Star break. Over 20, now 21 appearances since the break. He's allowed only 2 runs in 17 1/3 innings. ERA under 3. Very good bullpen for the Twins all season long.
It's been one of the shames of it all, I guess, when you look at components of this Twins team this year, and then you project it forward. And ultimately, whether you're a fan or the general manager, you have to ask yourself, can this team contend with either this player or this unit in place? And I think you can always use more relief help, but I think you could take this relief staff that the Twins have and can imagine them being intact on a contending ball club. But as you said, because of the starters, there have been too many games like this where the game was lost in the first 3 innings.
Yeah, what's happened the whole season is the Twins have had to carry 8 relievers, which cuts down a guy on the bench for Ron Gardenhire because the lack of innings by the starting staff.
3-0 to goes, and there's a strike.
I know Anthony Swarzak's leading the American League in all of baseball with innings out of a bullpen, but that's not what you want.
No.
The bullpen has worked a lot of innings.
Check swing and a dribbler to Plouffe. Throwing offline, Colabello with a catch and tag, 1 away. That'll bring up Kevin Pillar. The video game that puts you in the owner's suite is now available free on iPhone and iPad. Build your ballpark. Make the decisions to guide your team to the World Series. Download MLB Ballpark Empire free today. Data and usage rates may apply. Pillar with a pop-up to short and a fly ball to left. You know, the lineup, the batting order, the roster players, position players, that certainly has to be addressed too before the Twins are going to be competitive. But you know, there's help on the way, whether it's next year or the following year. Miguel Sano, by all projections, is going to be an impact player up here, and Byron Buxton may surpass him by the time his career is over with. But what the Twins have fallen short over the last 3 years has been a non-competitive starting rotation. So then you hope that Kyle Gibson will have next year the type of year that Brian Dozier had this year. Got his feet wet last year, learned what he needed to do to adjust and succeed up here. Over for a strike, 2-2.
Yeah, and is that help coming and staying healthy? You know, you got Alex Meyer, who is a upcoming prospect, but he's had some injuries this year. Trevor May.
Right center field and down for a hit. Flare by Pillar, a 1-out single in the 7th. And that'll bring up Jose Reyes. Reyes 0 for 3. Warning track fly ball to right in the first, a pop up to short in the second, and a ground ball to Dozier. Cleveland beat the Mets 9-4, so the Indians continue to stay in the wild card hunt. Kansas City and Detroit are tied at 2 in the bottom of the 5th in Kansas City. Certainly a pretty big ball game in Anaheim tonight. The Oakland A's have passed the Rangers in the American League West standings by half a game. Oakland already won today. You see the wild card standings, and you can see because Oakland passed Texas, now the Rangers are leading the wild card standings. That's what we were talking about last night. It's not just the teams listed there that the Yankees and Royals are competing with. It's all the division leaders.
And remember, there are 2 wild card teams now, not just one. Oh, right down that right field line.
Reyes just pushes it on the ground between Colabello and the bag. Pilar at third. He'll be held. Reyes with a double. Second and third, 1 out here in the 7th.
Now, Colabello is holding on Pilar, and he jumps off that bag, and then the ball hits between him and the bag. Well, that pitch is not a bad pitch inside, but right down that right field line. Out of the reach of Colabello. And Reyes with a double, only his 11th double of the year.
Now light hitting Munenori Kawasaki. Twins have the infield in. Up and in, ball 1. Kawasaki with a single, setting up the 5-run first. Since then, a pair of strikeouts, and Renicky would love to get him here. High, 2-0.
You know, one thing I've noticed last year, even when the Jays came into town, a lot of people from Canada comes down and root on the Jays here at Target Field. All the blue. Pinto to the mound. Not sure why that is. I noticed it a little bit last year. Very noticeable, though, this weekend. A lot of Toronto fans here. In the background, you can hear a "Let's Go Blue Jays" chant. Not because the Blue Jays are succeeding on the team. Success on the field. And then a reminder amidst all the blue that we're almost into deer hunting season. Blaze orange cap in the middle of that. 2-0 to Kawasaki, and a liner up the middle of base hit. Pilar scores. Reyes will come in right behind him, and it's a 2-run single. 3 straight hits for the Jays, and it's 7-1. Kawasaki getting his second hit of the ball game, driving in a couple runs now with 24 on the year. Got the count in his favor. Look, fastball, and lined it right back up the middle. So a rare outing for Renicky, allowing some runs. And it's a 7-1 Blue Jay lead.
Renicky's been so stingy with the hits as of late. It's odd that he'd give up 3 in a row, but that's what has happened here in the 7th. Encarnacion, the batter. Wide of third, strike 1. Caleb Thielbar warming up the Twins bullpen. High pop up down the left field line. And Arcia.
Oh boy, he fight that.
Wind blowing in from left, kept pushing it toward the infield, and then Arcia took a little bit of a chunk out of the turf here at Target Field.
Yeah, you can see the flags blowing in from left field, but that wind kind of swirls sometimes in here to where it goes toward the infield. And you can see Arcia kind of surrounding that ball, has to come in, and then brought him to his knees. Replace his divot right there. And maybe that's why we saw the ball go out in center field so well. You know, it kind of swirls with these stands over here behind where we're at, and then pushes it back out toward right center.
When Toronto came here last year, it was in early May, and that was a series. I spent a game on the grounds crew. The best thing that I learned wasn't how to rake dirt or put on bases or apply the lime or the chalk on the
But you did a very good job.
I don't know about that, but the ball.
Oh, look at that.
Between his legs, Josh Renicky snags it. And ends up getting Lind for the third out. A couple of runs for the Blue Jays, and they lead it 7-1.
Yeah, sometimes, you kind of put your glove, okay, get it down, and sometimes the ball finds your glove. Right through the wickets right there, but the glove was behind him, and he got the final out.
Renicky gives up a couple of runs. It's a 7-1 ball game. The Twins will try to dig their way out of a new hole of 6 runs. Josmito Pinto will lead things off.
Yeah, 1 of 5 left-handers out of that bullpen, out of the 14-man staff out of that bullpen. Aaron Luke coming in, making his 58th relief appearance.
Fastball on the outside corner, a strike.
Luke, a side armor, not an overpowering fastball. Turns that ball over a little bit. Hard slider and a changeup in his 2nd season with the Blue Jays.
He tickles the outside corner with an off-speed pitch, 0-2. Again, we've seen Pinto with a lot of strike 1, strike 2 counts early on, and he's been able to put the ball in play twice tonight with 2 strikes. Driven foul.
Luke, 25 years old, signed by the Blue Jays back in 2009 out of Tulane University in New Orleans.
2 strikes. Inside. Yes, if Pinto is nothing more than a hitter that is going to be up there with 2 strikes, but you, to strike him out, still have to throw it over the plate, the Twins would take that too. There are a lot of Twins hitters that chase a lot with 2 strikes. Nubber, he puts it back in play. Luke feeds Lind at first, 1 away. We'll bring in Floramo. Down to Target Field for the game Wednesday, September 11th. Pay a visit to the Twins Wives Organization kiosk behind home plate on the main concourse. You'll find all kinds of unique merchandise for sale to help Twin Cities charities, from cookbooks to koozies. There's something for every Twins fan, and you'll be helping people in need. Get tickets by calling 800-33-TWINS or visit twinsbaseball.com/tickets. Strike 1 to Floramo.
Yeah, somebody tweeted me last night. They were surprised I didn't know what a koozie was.
I was surprised. I told you.
Yeah. I know what it is now.
It sounds like something you would use quite a bit.
I have a lot of them at home.
Didn't know what they were called. 2 strikes to Floramo. And outside 1-2. Floramo's struggles as a right-handed batter, yet the hits have been coming more frequently now, more regularly. Coming into the game hitting .237 as a left-handed batter, .179 as a righty, and he takes outside 3-2.
I think the Twins, all in all, have to be pretty happy with the tandem up the middle with Dozier and Floramo. You'd like Floramo to hit a little bit better as far as average-wise, but he's played very well. And there's another fastball inside, calling for strike 3. So Luke picks up a strikeout.
6th strikeout for the Twins tonight. And Floramo's 98th of the year.
See the sidearm delivery going inside.
Look like they're going to have a half dozen players strike out 100 times and over 100 times this year. Here's Presley. And a strike. Presley's hit the ball on the button 3 times, has just 1 hit to show for it. Good for him. 4 really good at bats for Alex Presley, and frustrated after A couple of line drives were caught with nice play in the outfield by Toronto, and he's stayed up the middle, gotten a couple of singles in the next 2 at bats.
Now Presley 10 hits in 27 at bats, so he's doing a good job in that leadoff spot. Good solid swing right there, line drive.
And now Mastroianni, who struck out 3 times tonight.
He's glad that Happ is out of the ball game. This copyrighted telecast presented by the authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins, LLC.
Check this way. 2-1. Frustrating game for Mastroianni, who was given the start. Now he's a tough time at the plate. The target inside. And a ground ball up the middle. Mastroianni gets a hit. Presley will check in at second. With 2 out singles, and the Twins need that big fly at the right time. And Dozier, leading the team with 17 home runs, will be the hitter.
Well, same pitch that struck out Florimo. Mastroianni got, this time he's waiting for it. Got the barrel of the bat out quickly and hit it right back up the middle. Twins get their 7th hit, all of them singles.
Pitching coach Pete Walker to the mound. Dozier with the 17 home runs, 60 runs batted in, leading the team in both categories. Sergio Santos warming up for the Blue Jays. Dozier with a 2-out walk in the first, leadoff single in the fourth, and then a leadoff fly ball to left in the 6th. Away ball 1.
Aaron Luke has allowed 5 home runs in that out of that bullpen. 58th relief appearance.
Taken for a strike. Up the middle. Nice stop by Reyes. He has no play. Dozier gets an infield hit. Reyes may have saved a run. The bases will be loaded for Willingham. Twins get 3 straight hits, and they haven't scored yet, but now they're loaded up for Willingham.
Yeah, Dozier gets his 2nd hit of the ball game. And Reyes showing good range right here. You can see where he's playing about straight away, but dives for that ball, does knock it down, and that keeps Presley at 3rd base.
John Gibbons has the luxury of going to yet another relief pitcher here. He will bring in a right-hander to face Josh Willingham. Saw Santos warming up. He'll come in with the Twins threatening in the 7th. Nantucket. The series now tied at 2 apiece. The teams will play Game 5 tomorrow, and then one team will advance to the International League Championship.
Yes, hard-throwing right-hander Santos. We saw him when he was with the Chicago White Sox as their closer, but came over to Toronto, had some shoulder problems, ended up getting shoulder surgery back in July of last year, and then this year had some bone chips removed from his right elbow, making just his 20th appearance. He was activated off the disabled list on August 1st.
Emerged as a closer for the White Sox with 30 saves in 2011. Here's Willingham. To the inside corner, strike one. Willingham 0 for 2, drew a walk his last time up.
Well, you can see Fox Track says that's a bit inside.
Swing and a miss.
Ooh, hard slider there. Santos, 30 years old, signed by Arizona as their #1 pick back in 2002 as an infielder, and didn't really become a pitcher until 2009.
His last year as an infielder, he was an infielder for the Rochester Red Wings in the Twins organization. 2 strikes to Willingham. And he checks his swing, 1-2. Twins claimed him on waivers early in the 2008 season, signed him to Rochester. 1-2. And Willingham leads them full on the strikeout. And we head to the 8th inning. The Twins are down by 6. And we welcome back Fox Sports North Girl, Angie.
Well, Dick, the pictures just keep coming in. As you know, tonight we asked fans to tweet us pictures of where they're watching the Twins game tonight using the hashtag Twins Territory. And here's a picture from Kelsey, who's here at Target Field watching from row 4 of the Overlook. And she claims these are the best seats in the house. Fans, keep those pictures coming for your chance to win that autographed Joe Mauer bat. We'll be showing more pictures in our post-game show. Dick and Bert, you've got some pretty great seats to watch the game from.
We have, Angie, I believe, the best seat in this house.
We sure do. Kelsey's up in that area right there. Beautiful view from there. I don't know if there's a bad view in this ballpark.
You know, once this year in a game that we didn't televise. I came out with my family, and
that's our view right there.
Yeah, this is what we've got, except it looks a lot closer here in person than it does in that shot to the backstop. But you walk around this ballpark, and to be honest with you, I think that's one of the reasons why the Twins have drawn so well here this year, even though the product on the field hasn't been what anyone hoped it would be. This is just a magnificent ballpark, and a lot of things were done right here. Nice catch down the right field line.
Yes. Bring your glove, make a great catch.
Two and two.
Renicky out there for his second inning of relief.
Yeah, Renicky is at him with a sinking fastball, gets a strikeout to start the eighth. And that'll bring up Rajai Davis. Kansas City's taking a lead on the Tigers 4-2 on the seventh inning. Down and away, ball one. Empty bag of potato chips between the mound and third base. There's a fly ball short center. Presley coming in, and he won't get there. Drops in short center for a one-out single for Rajai Davis.
Yeah, Davis picking up his first hit, only 2 at-bats. Took over for Sierra in the third inning.
J.P. Arancibia for 3.
A little dying quail right here. Big swing right there. But the ball hit softly into center field. 4th hit off of Renicky. In an inning and a third so far.
Over the inside corner, strike one. And now 1-1. Slow breaking ball. Snaps over. 1-2. Renicky brought over to beef up the bullpen a little bit this year.
Good breaking ball there. Started it at the hitter and then worked the other half of the plate. I think he's done a great job. You know, one thing I think to have to credit Rick Anderson and the way that he and Bobby Cuellar have used the bullpen this year. A lot of great arms out there. Renicky picking up his second strikeout.
We'll bring up Anthony Goes.
Arancibia unable to hold up that fastball.
You know, it was interesting in spring training this year, Bert, because Barry Ryan did go out to extensively bring in new pitching staff, or new relievers, new starters. And there was a feeling out process that you could sense in spring training. The Twins really didn't know much about, say, Mike Pelfrey or Kevin Correa, Josh Renicky, some of these other guys that were brought on board. And so you wonder, during the next off season, there's a Davis going to second.
That's not right of Davis right there, taking off the second. You know, the Twins were not holding him on.
Bemused look, but John Gibbons, he's a little surprised about that himself.
Yeah, you can see where Colabello is playing back right there, and Davis goes to second base. See if the Twins remember that tomorrow if Davis is in the lineup.
3-0 with first base now open. Anyway, if the Twins come back, and let's say Renicky is brought back, he's not under contract, but if he is re-signing with the Twins, Palfrey said again after the game last night he wants to come back with the Twins. Kevin Correa is under contract. There'll be less of that. I would think they'd maybe have a stronger foundation maybe in spring training because the familiarity will be there with a lot of these guys.
Well, I think the bullpen as a whole, I mean, combined ERA at 3.12, one of the best in the American League. They've done a great job.
3-2.
And everybody's, right around, 55 to 64, 65 appearances. For Renicky, this is appearance number 58. I think Dunsing and Bean, those guys have been used like 64 times out of the bullpen.
3-2 to goes and a foul ball. To me, as the Twins look forward to 2014, and there will certainly be some new pitchers fighting for spots. The interesting case, I think, will be Ryan Presley, who's a Rule 5 guy this year. The Twins didn't know much about him other than the fact he was probably going to make the team because they liked his arm and he had to stay with the team. He's pitched well enough to stay with the team on merit. But what will the Twins do with Presley?
Well, he's a guy that has some starting experience in the minor leagues. So, kind of what they did to Johan Santana. Get him down there.
Yeah.
Let him stretch it out and see if he can maybe be a starter.
The Rule 5 requirement where you have to stay with the major league club is only for the first year in the new organization. 3-2. High fly to deep right center field. Chased by Mastroianni. And leaping against the wall, can't make the play. A run will score. And will go to third, and he's in with a triple. Mastroianni still on the seat of his pants at the base of the wall. Renicky gives up a 2-out triple. Mastroianni appears to be all right. His ankle.
Well, again, we've seen that ball fly toward center field and right center in tonight's ball game. And Go's got a pitch right there and hit it a long way, but Presley goes over. It's Mastroianni that calls for it. Unable to get it.
Looks like that ball should have been caught. Yeah. 8-1 Toronto in a pitching change.
If I'm pitching tomorrow, I drill him. I'm sorry.
Vikings beyond the gridiron. Crew follows Adrian Peterson down to his hometown of Palestine, Texas. Get up an up-close and personal look at the league's MVP in a way you've never seen before. Tomorrow morning at 10 on Beyond the Gridiron.
Yeah, Dick, we were talking about the bullpen, some guys that have made their mark pretty much this year. And here's a guy right here, Caleb Thielbar, who's come up and really has left a very nice impression. In 40 relief appearances, look at the earned run average. 1.22 In the 37 innings pitched, he's allowed only 19 hits. Now the 13 walks, 3 intentional with 32 strikeouts. He got the win on Tuesday in Houston in that 12-inning 9-6 win, his 3rd win of the year.
Kevin Pillar inside. Ball 1.
Pillar in his rookie season, 24 years old. Started this year in AA, then moved up to AAA.
One and 1. Correa did a nice job after the first inning, keeping the Blue Jays at 5, but now the bullpen giving him 3 runs. Josh Renicky specifically popped up near the plate. Pinto with the catch. And that ends the 8th inning. Another one for the Blue Jays, and they lead it 8-1.
We'll break down the big first inning by Toronto. Like last night, they built a big early lead, but unlike last night, they've been able to hold it. Obviously, the starter J.A. Happ had something to do with that. We'll have Bert Blyleven take a look at why he was so successful. We'll take you inside the clubhouse and hear from the manager, Ron Gardner, and we'll even preview tomorrow's game where Andrew Albers, a Canadian, takes on Canada's team, the Toronto Blue Jays. Dick and Bert, the Twins hope that's not to avoid the sweep, but they're going to have to get their bats cranked up here in the 8th and 9th.
Thank you, Kevin. They'll try to do it against Kyle Drabek, making just his 5th relief appearance in the big leagues.
Yeah, Drabek has had two Tommy John surgeries. Got called up on September 3rd. Drabek, of course, the son of Doug Drabek, great pitcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates for so many years.
Pirates losing again tonight to the Cardinals 4-0, bottom of the 8th in St. Louis. And if Cardinals win that game, they'll move ahead of the Pirates into first place in the division. Only 3 weeks to go. 2-1 to Plouffe. 2-2. Plouffe with a single, bounced into a double play and struck out. Drabek, another example of how if a pitcher needs Tommy John surgery, all you can do is guess as to when they're going to come back and how well they're going to come back. You know, we mentioned Scott Baker had the surgery done early last year, never did throw a pitch for the Twins. but the assumption was he'd be ready to go this year, and it's almost been 2 years before he'll pitch in the big leagues. His start coming up for the Cubs tomorrow, 3-2 to Plouffe. Sharp single to right, leading off the 8th inning. Let's get caught up with the Blue Jays taking control of this game in the first inning.
Oh, Adam Lind with a couple runners on, a 3-run home run, and then Lowry hitting a home run to follow on the next pitch. Back-to-back home runs. Kawasaki with the lead right there, a 2-run single off of Renegade, made it a 7-1 ball game, and then the Blue Jays added one more in the 8th to take an 8-1 lead. Yeah, Drabek, he had his first Tommy John back in 2007, and then in June of last year needed his second Tommy John.
Outside ball 1 to Arce. Mike Pelfrey had his surgery done in 2012, about the same time Scott Baker did, and Pelfrey has come back this year so far to throw 139 in the 3rd inning. And Pelfrey, of course, a workaholic. He works very hard, rehabbing. But Baker did that too. Baker was a rehab guy too.
Yep, he was a guy that worked his tail end off. But everybody's different. Baker had a little bit of a setback. He felt some irritation again, where Pelfrey kind of worked through it.
Garcia with a single, and Drabek is greeted with a pair of hits to start the 8th inning. Plouffe goes to 3rd. Arcia has reached his last 3 times.
Yeah, second hit for Arcia. Fastball away, taking it right back up the middle. The Twins have runners at first and third with nobody out. Yeah, Drabek came over from the Philadelphia Phillies in the Roy Halladay trade. Happening back in 2009.
At the time, Drabek was considered to be one of the top, if not the top pitching prospect in all of professional baseball. Here's Colabello. Down low, ball 1. Colabello struck out his last time up with 2 men aboard. Colabello is 47th strikeout in 128 at-bats. 2-0. Colabello really the only first baseman on the Twins team. Will probably change whenever Rochester's season comes to a close. Again, the Red Wings won today, but Chris Parmalee has been mentioned as a call-up candidate, not because he's hit the ball particularly well down there, but the Twins need somebody else to play first base. 3-0. And a 4-pitch walk fills them up for Pinto. Goes Pete Walker. Pinto will come up with the bases loaded. The Twins left them full in the 7th. They loaded them up with 2 out in the 7th, and then Willingham struck out. Here, the bases now are loaded at the beginning of an inning.
Well, Drabek just getting called up, so with the 8-1 lead, getting an opportunity to get some work in here. Yeah, like the Twins, the Blue Jays, they need some pitching help. Josh Johnson never really panned out. Brendan Morrow on a disabled list. They have R.A. Dickey and Mark Burley. That's been about it. The 2 guys that have stayed the healthiest for the Blue Jays.
Another guy out there in that bullpen they were hoping would turn it around, Ricky Romero, and they sent him down to the low minors in the hopes of getting him straightened back around, but that's been a work in progress. Here's Pinto, bases loaded, nobody out. Takes down and away, ball 1. Lost 104 14 points off his batting average.
You almost have to take a strike here. Make him throw a strike.
He does.
Yeah. 4 pitches, 4th pitch walk to Calaballo, and ball behind. Make him throw it over.
Breaking ball missing, 2-1. Pinto has drawn 1 walk, and as we said before, just struck out twice. Floralone on deck. Pinto's taken 4 pitches. Base hit to left. Blue scores. Arcia held at third. And Pinto picks up another hit. The first 4 batters have reached here in the 8th.
Well, again, he got the count in his favor. It seems like, he's very patient at the plate. Took a strike from Draybeck and then got the count to 3-1. Looked for the fastball and able to get the barrel of the bat out quickly. Hit that ball into left field. And it's station to station for the Twins as they make it an 8-2 ball game.
John Gibbons is going to come out. He's seen enough of Kyle Draybeck. Draybeck giving up 3 hits and a walk. So far, just 1 run. A disappointing outing for Draybeck, with Floralone coming up now with the bases loaded, nobody out. Thanks to a Josemiel Pinto RBI single. In our social spotlight, we've been asking you to take pictures of where you're watching Twins baseball tonight. We'll go to Jeff's basement. Got some artwork there. The covers of the Star Tribune sports sections. Lower right-hand picture looks like the '65 All-Star game. Armin Killebrew, Willie Mays, and
some nice memorabilia there.
Mickey Mantle. Yeah. Tony Oliva swinging in the picture in the lower left. Steve Delabar comes in. He'll face Pedro Floralone with the lead wobbling just a little bit here in the 8th.
Yeah, Delabar put on a disabled list in August, just activated on September 1st. Had some right shoulder inflammation, making his 49th relief appearance in his first full season with the Blue Jays. Also pitched for the Seattle Mariners.
And the Toronto bullpen throwing some pretty impressive numbers out there as well. Floralone, the bases loaded, nobody out. Up and away, ball 1. called. I think Flormo's asked that the rosin bag be moved. You'll see it over the crest of the mound. One 1-0 to the Twins shortstop. Strike.
Well, Twins with 11 hits, all singles. They'd like a little extra base hit right here. More 15 doubles on the year.
Garcia, Colabello, and Pinto are out there. Up and away, 2-1. Had opportunities to jump back in the game, took a couple of walks in the 6th, but couldn't get a hit to drive in a run. Then 3 straight singles in the 7th and didn't get a run. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Ormond struck out his last time out.
Well, we showed you the numbers on Delabar. 77 strikeouts in 52 in the 3rd innings.
Ormond strikes out. 2nd time tonight. 99th time on the season. That'll bring up Presley.
A fastball right there. Just overpowers Florimon as he swung underneath the ball.
Presley's hit the ball hard 4 times. He has 2 lineouts and 2 singles to center. Over the plate, strike 1. Seen a couple of doubles from Presley already, the home run. A couple of walks and 4 strikeouts so far for the new Twin center fielder. Chopped foul, 2 strikes.
Hat is on for that young lady.
Oh, 2 to Alex Presley. One and 2. Cardinals leading the Pirates 5-0. Presley did have 72 at-bats with the Major League club in the Pittsburgh organization. 264, a couple of home runs. Drew just 1 walk and struck out 18 times. Chopped it foul to stay alive. Confident young man. He's spent a lot of time in the minor leagues. He says he feels like he belongs up here in the big leagues.
Yeah, 8 seasons in the minor leagues, a .292 career hitter in the minor leagues, all in the Pirate organization. So he's paid his dues.
2-2. Ryan Doman's come out onto the on-deck circle. Apparently he's going to hit for Mastroianni. Twins' hopes of getting back in the game, resting on this at bat. And Presley strikes out on a pitch in the dirt. Presley saying he fouled it. Home plate umpire Corey Blazer says no way. Here comes Ron Gardenhire. He'll want Corey Blazer to check with some of the other umpires to see whether they saw a foul ball. Presley's at bat is all but over. He's going to hang in the periphery here and see what happens.
Let's take a look at the pitch right here. Like a split finger, and that ball just...
No, I didn't see any contact at all.
Ball landing on the other side of home plate, and he just swung over the top of it.
Back-to-back strikeouts by Delamar. Mastroianni singled his last time up, but prior to that he struck out 3 times. Gardner saying today that he's had a chat with Ryan Doman, explaining the situation to him, saying, hey, look, in terms of behind the plate, we brought Pinto up here to take a look at him. We still want to take a look at Herman. Might not be catching much from here on out. Doman, in typical Doman style, said, hey, whatever you need, do what you have to do. You know, Doman wants to play, he wants to catch. Inside, ball 1.
He wants to get his first hit as a pinch hitter, too. He's 0 for 10.
Struck out last night.
Yeah, this would be a good place for him.
Presley was thrown out trying to steal for the last out of the ball game. Two and out. Houston. Not a pinch hitting home run. He entered the game defensively, but in his first plate appearance hit one over the wall and left to tie the game of the ninth. Pops straight up in the air. Struggling with it. Lowry makes a catch, and that ends it. Twins leave the bases full for the second inning in a row. Toronto in front. He's giving up 5 runs, specifically Kevin Correa giving up 5 runs in the first inning, and it's been a tough uphill climb ever since.
That was a frustrating inning in that first inning, but then the last 2 innings for the Twins. Now, in the 7th inning, 2 outs, then the Twins loaded the bases and Willingham struck out, but last inning they loaded the bases with nobody out, able to only score 1 run.
Jose Reyes will lead things off against Caleb Thielbar, who got the last out of the 8th inning. On the outside corner, strike. Ryan Doman stays in the game, taking over in right field. Shaking his head, upset with the outcome of that last at bat. That's been one of the problems too, Bert, for the last several weeks. The Twins have gone so much younger, and it's been the veteran hitters who have failed in the key spots on such a regular basis. And we will include Justin Morneau in that group when he was here. Justin Morneau should have left this club with a lot more runs batted in than he did.
Yeah, I mean, right there, Ryan Doman had to count in his favor. 2 balls, no strikes. You know, Delabar has to throw a strike. He got the fastball and popped it straight up. That's frustrating. And Ryan, I'm sure, wishes he would have hit it hard somewhere, but he popped it straight up.
2-2 to Reyes. And now 3-2. Thielbar, one of those guys too. We talked about in spring training. The Twins were trying to figure out what he had, whether it would play up here. And I think, as you said, the numbers are such that I'm pretty confident moving forward into next year. Thielbar, his stuff plays pretty well up here, and so there won't be that period of unfamiliarity in March. The potential is there, at least for the pitching staff, at least the bullpen, to be much more grounded and have a better foundation than it did this year.
Yeah, I think we're talking about some of the young hitters and the frustrations of the ups and downs.
Right center field, and nobody home. That ball's going to get to the wall. Reyes has 2, and he'll hold up there with a double.
Second straight double for Reyes, and now hitting as a right-handed hitter, where he's hitting .284. Good hitter from both sides of the plate. Found that gap in right center. Thielbar throwing a fastball away, and Reyes just taking it the other way. Blue Jays, they missed a lot in their lineup, but this is one guy that they missed. They missed about half the season. He's kind of one of those igniter type players, Sprained left ankle back in April. Missed about 2 months.
Mark DeRosa is batting in what was Kawasaki's spot. Foul back, a strike.
DeRosa, a veteran at 38 years old, his first season with the Toronto Blue Jays. See the average down, kind of a part-time player. Career .270 hitter. Blue Jays are his 8th different major league team to play for.
Knuckles, and Reyes will advance. Motorman across. Runner at third, 1 out. And with Encarnacion due up next, we will bring you an updated look at the AT&T Twitter poll. Who's your favorite American League power hitter to watch? Again, your theory, I guess, may hold up again tonight. Cabrera only getting 14% of the vote because the Twins have seen enough or the Twins fans have seen him enough against the Twins.
But you got to be happy with what Davis has been able to do with the Orioles. 48 home runs on the year.
Infield in, and ball 1. Orioles had to go extra innings to beat the White Sox 4-3. White Sox having a really tough road trip. They've lost 8 in a row. A while, they closed to within 1 game of the Twins, I believe, as they tried to get out of the basement in the American League Central.
Yeah, that's not what you want to fight for, though.
No,
you don't want to fight for the basement.
No, there were times.
Even though Jeff was in the basement.
There have been times in recent years where the Twins going to Chicago in September and the 2 teams playing for first place. Well, that was great television, an awful lot of fun to be a part of. But now the White Sox in 5th and the Twins in 4th.
You heard the boo birds pretty much right there when Ron Gardner decided to intentionally walk Encarnacion. A lot of the Jays fans here.
Lynn to the batter. Hit a 3-run home run in the first and set the tone for the game. First and third, one down. We mentioned back in the first inning that Lind is grounded into 17 double plays. But instead of doing that, he hit one about 420 feet to center field. Right off the end of the bat, one strike. Back. Got a pitch up. Send it to the screen. 2 strikes. Pinto blocks most of it, but Encarnacion will go to second. Went way over to his left, and the ball kicked away to the right. Second and third, one away.
Be a wild pitch charge to Theobar. Theobar's done a good job against lefties. That breaking ball hitting the chest protector of Pinto and getting away. Left-handers hitting only 141. So now you have to think strikeout right here. Infield back in again.
Two and two. I see Fiend starting to get loose. Slow breaks the ball, flip foul. Theobar trying to change it up here on Lind, knowing that he could really use a strikeout here.
And he's been able to get strikeouts coming into this appearance. 34 strikeouts in 37 innings pitched.
Deep to right center field. Lind has another 3-run home run. One in the first inning and another one here in the ninth.
Well, it looked like they tried to go inside right there, and Lind wouldn't have nothing to do with it. Opened up quickly and hit it into the bleachers up in right field. That is a blast.
And the Twins bullpen are really struggling here in the 7th, 8th, and now the 9th inning.
Yeah, tried to go in, but not in far enough. Lind hitting his second 3-run home run, his 19th home run of the year. gives the Blue Jays an 11-2 lead. 10th career multi-home run game, the most RBIs in a ball game, 8. So still too shy of that. Casey Fiend coming into the ball game, making his 65th relief appearance. He last worked on Tuesday in Houston, 2/3 of an inning, and that extra inning win over the Astros.
Sharply hit. Florimon on the first hop. Colabello out number 2.
But Theobald, that was only the 3rd home run he's allowed, but that was a blast off the bat of Lynn.
Rajai Davis coming to the plate here. Davis, who singled, went to second when the Twins weren't holding him on, and at the time the Blue Jays leading by 7 runs.
Well, I know that the game has changed a lot, but in the olden days, if that had happened, Davis might be watching his knees right now.
Him inside, missing twice. Inside just off the corner, we should say.
And the reason you're doing that, or you would do it back then, is you know, 7-1 lead. You know, you're kind of just saying, hey, okay, you're up. Colabello was playing back, and then Davis took off for second. That's kind of that's bad sportsmanship.
And I think we saw John Gibbons address it.
Right.
Seemed a little surprised. There's a strike as Davis stood at second base. Manager there in wonderment, and then it looked like they had a little chat about it.
I guarantee if Eddie Gordado was out on that bullpen, Davis would already be at first base.
He's taken 5 pitches, a full count now. Florimon's got a tough play. Barehanding and firing. Safe at first. Florimon played it as well as he could, but Davis blazing down the line, beats it out for a hit.
Yeah, you know, a 1-2 punch with Reyes and Davis, good speed on the top of their lineup, and Davis gets his second hit, an infield hit, and you're right, Dick. I mean, Florimon could not have played this any better. Comes in, bare hands it, great throw. Davis beat it out.
Two-out infield hit. Twins aren't holding him on again. See if he takes off for second again. Pop up, and Dozier comes in to end the inning. Pitching change in the middle of the inning with the Blue Jays adding 3 more runs on Lim's 3-run home run. By Adam Lind. Esmiel Rogers, Cleveland Indian pitcher, now starting tomorrow for the Blue Jays. Going to Andrew Albers, who had a very rough outing in his last time out, will go for the Twins.
Albers got to be excited facing a team from Canada, the Toronto Blue Jays. Albers from Saskatchewan.
Brian Dozier will lead things off against Jeremy Jeffress.
Jeffress, hard throwing right-hander, making just his 3rd appearance on the year, just getting called up as a September call. Well, actually, he was up in April. He started the season with Toronto and then designated for assignment back in early April and then recalled just 5 days ago. Jeffress, a very hard throwing right-hander. Came up with the Brewers, also spent time with the Kansas City Royals.
Was involved in the Zach Greinke trade, going from Milwaukee over to Kansas City, along with fixtures now with the Royals like Lorenzo Cain and Alcides Escobar. 96 on the corner, strike one. Dozier's reached 3 times tonight, a couple of singles and a walk. Ryan Goins at second base for the Blue Jays. Kansas City, Jeffress's former team, the Royals, beating Detroit 4-3. Hanging another loss on Justin Verlander. Cleveland beat the Mets. Tiger lead over Cleveland, still 5.5 games. In the dirt, 1-2. 22 games left for the Twins. It doesn't look like they're going to win tonight, but if they were to go 500 the rest of the way, you add 11 wins, it gets them to 72, and it's not nearly enough, but slight improvement over last year. 1-2. Winning 11 games in the last 22 might be a challenge because of who the Twins are going to play. Some opponents coming up that have a vested interest in the outcome of these games. Toronto's not one of them.
Oakland, the Tampa Bay Rays coming in on this homestand. Then the Twins go to Chicago and then back to Oakland for a 4-game series. And they end it with Detroit and Cleveland.
1-2. Chop foul. The way it looks, that last 4-game series with Cleveland is going to be critically important for the Indians. Because the wild card race is such that you've got 6 teams within 4.5 games of it right now. Then that can change in a hurry. All it takes is for a team to hit a week-long skid like the White Sox have, and suddenly they disappear. 1-2. And Dozier strikes out, 1 away. And that'll bring up Willingham.
Oh, that good fastball right here. He took something off that, almost like a split finger.
Willingham 0 for 3 with a walk. Down to 203. Willingham had career year last year. He had 260 with the Twins, with 35 home runs, 110 runs batted in. And as well as last year went, this year it's been just the opposite for Josh.
Well, he had that knee surgery, just unable to find that swing again.
The point of having the surgery when he had it was, let it heal, let him rehab, build himself up, and we'll get to see the Willingham that we saw last year. But in reality, that has not happened.
And he's frustrated at that. You can almost see his facial expression right there. I mean, his last year with Oakland and then with the Twins last year, you combine those 2 years, 64 home runs, drove in 208 runs. Something that the Twins were looking forward to out of Willingham this year.
1-2.
injuries are always a big part of your success at really any level, but that's where he was last year. And you can see where he is this year. The average way down. In all departments way down.
1-2. 2-2. Remember, through July and even through August, his name was at the top of the list of a lot of trade rumors. Not that the Twins were interested in dealing him, but the contending teams wanted his power in their lineup because he was healthy and one of the more potent right-handed sluggers in the game. Just off the plate. Jeffers started walking toward the dugout, but the wrong one. He's heading to the Twins dugout. 3-2.
We have enough good relievers.
Full count to Willingham. And he takes a walk.
Second time Willingham has walked in the ball game.
That'll bring up Bloof. A couple of hits for Trevor again tonight. Again, regular basis. Bloof picking up some multi-hit games. You get another one here, he'll start tomorrow's game with a .250 batting average. Strike on the outside corner. Last year, Bloof hit .235. 24 home runs, 55 runs batted in. So this nice week that he's put together has gotten his batting average higher than it was at the end of last year. Squirted to the right side. Goins makes the play to Lynn. 2 down, and Willingham advances to second. And that will bring up Arcia.
Arcia with a couple hits in the ball game with a walk. From an RBI in the 4th inning.
Arcia with a pop up to short, then a single in the 4th, a walk in the 6th, another single in the 8th. Strike 1. Down and away, 1-1. And a couple of hits for Arcia has the average up to .257. Bauer, of course, leading the team in hitting, but there's no timetable for his return. Bauer at .324. Strike on the inside corner. And it's 1-2.
Well, Jeffers consistently at 97. Mixing in that split finger, occasional breaking ball.
Twins down to their last strike. 1-2 to Arcia. Got it. And the Blue Jays continue their mastery over the Twins. Tom Hanna. Minnesota Twins have now lost their 9th home game in a row.
August 15th, the last victory here at Target Field as the Twins drop to a season low 18 games below the 500 mark. Coming up on Twins Live, we'll talk about Adam Lynn's big night. I don't know where you were watching this game, and we'll hear from